computer. Okay, so it is our first call for our February. I can't believe it's February. Our February Coach Basics. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. This will be a short and sweet call. It's kind of just like a welcome. Let's chat a little bit about our why, because that was today's assignment. We want you to start thinking about why you're here, and I'll go into more into that in a few minutes. But we're going to kind of introduce ourselves a little bit. I know I see a couple of new faces. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the rundown of what you can expect over the next 2 weeks. And then we will have time if you guys have any questions. Feel free to ask. And then that's it. So basically what happens is, well, I guess I'm going to go to this part first. Basically what happens is over the next 2 weeks, there will be an assignment similar to the one that there was today. Usually it's like a video, maybe 2 shorter videos to watch. You can watch them anytime at your convenience. So that's like the nice thing. I would just recommend, if you can, to try not to get behind. I tell my new coaches, if there's nothing else you do over the next 2 weeks, I would try to keep up with Coach Basics, because the videos that you're going to watch over the next 2 weeks are going to be very fundamental to, creating that solid foundation for your business. I do think the topics in the videos are very worth your while. I think they're very helpful and informative. So if that's all you can do, then that's totally fine. I'd really encourage you to stick with it. So there will be a video or 2 like the one there was today, and we encourage you to watch it and comment below that post with your takeaways. Any comments, questions, concerns, anything you have to share based on, what you thought after watching that video. We would love to hear from you. And so we have this call number 1, and then we will have a second call on February 12th, which is a week from today. Same time, same place. That one, we are going to do a power hour, and you'll learn more this week about what that means. But essentially, it's basically focusing all of some of the activities that we do every day as a coach into a 1 hour time span. So we say, if you have 1 hour to devote to your business a day, these are the 5 things you should be doing. And we're going to walk you through exactly what those things look like. And we're going to actually be doing them together. So you want to come to that call with your computer, with your iPad, a pen, paper, your phone, whatever it is that you work from. I much prefer to work from my computer. But I know a lot of people work just from their phone. It's totally personal preference, but just come prepared to work. And we will show you exactly what that means. And then we will have a third call. So technically Coach Basics will be over that Friday, but we do have one more call. So that'll be the February 19th at 7:45 Eastern time. And that's a call we added somewhat recently that's turned into a really, really awesome call. We talk more about inviting and posting, because at that point, after doing the 2 weeks of Coach Basics, we kind of feel like you're at a point where you kind of know what to do. You just kind of got to do it now, right? And inviting and posting, we just kind of like to give you a little bit more structure, a little bit more information, a little bit more of a guideline about, what that means, how to post, how much to post, when to post, and inviting, which I know, those are 2 very big fundamental pieces of being a coach. So we'd like to kind of give you that little bit more information and guidance on that third call. And that's it. So we have Coach Basics starts the first Monday of every month. So if you're feeling after this 2 weeks, you want to repeat Coach Basics again in March, that's totally fine. And if you're feeling like you're ready to kind of move on to the next step, then we can talk to you about what is available. That's the great thing about our team and Team Boom, is that we have all of these training opportunities at our fingertips. So you're always, we always have more information to gather if you are feeling like you're ready for that next step. So, okay. So now we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit and just chat a little bit about our why, because that was our assignment today. That's just kind of a good first idea, and starting to think about, you're a coach now, this is where you are, and why did you decide to do this? Having a strong why is important, because that's what's going to keep you going and keep you showing up day in and day out, even when things get busy, things get stressful, you don't have the time. Because if you really, truly want to build your business, you've got to show up every single day, even when it's not convenient. And, even when you're running low on time. It doesn't always have to be the same amount of time every day. Like I certainly work less on the weekends or on Saturdays anyway. And so you'll kind of get into a groove of what works best for your schedule once you kind of get rolling. But yeah, so you want to have that strong why, because that's what's going to help keeping you showing up. If your why isn't super deep, or you don't feel like it's a good enough why at first, that's totally okay. I think your why totally evolves as you learn more about the business and as you are have more time as a coach under your belt. We are, of course, we're all here because we want to help people. If we weren't, if we didn't like helping people, this would be a pretty tough business to be in. But it's okay to talk about more than just helping people. At the end of the day, we all have bills to pay, and we all have different reasons of why we want to be here beyond just helping other people. I mean, don't get me wrong, helping other people feels really good, and I love that that's an awesome perk of this business, but it's not the only reason that I'm here. So with that, I am Brooke, for those of you who don't know me. I need to shut off some notifications. Hold on, I'm just going to shut that one off really fast. Okay. So like I said, I'm Brooke. The middle-ish of April, I'll have been a coach for 3 years. It's crazy how fast time flies. Before I started coaching, I was a kindergarten teacher. I loved it at first, and because I didn't have a kid yet, I didn't have any kids yet, I wasn't married yet, I could put all my time and energy and money into my teaching career. And so I loved it for a while, and then I realized after a few years that I was getting really burnt out, and for all the time that I put into teaching, I wasn't getting paid more, I wasn't getting recognized more, and I wasn't even getting like that fulfillment anymore. It's almost like the harder you work, the better you do at your job, at a job like that, the more responsibility you're given. And that, I kind of looked to my future. I'm such a planner, and I knew I wanted to have kids someday. And I couldn't even imagine going home after the long days that I had and having anything left to give my kids. So I started thinking about like a plan B. I knew I wanted to have the option to stay home with kids one day. And I also knew that it was not an option for me to just not work. Like at that point, my husband and I were engaged. We knew we were getting married. We kind of looked at finances, and there was just not an option for me just to not work, which is fine with me. I love working. I actually really enjoy, like having a challenge and having deadlines and things like that. It's not the job piece that I wanted to get out of. It was not having the freedom that teaching didn't allow me. And so I just wanted to have, control over where I worked, when I worked, how much I worked, that sort of thing. And so I started exploring other options. I had been watching my coach on Facebook for quite some time. She went to high school with my husband. So she was one of those people who like you're friends with on Facebook, but you don't like really know each other, but you're friends. And so I was like starting to follow her like a hawk, because she had 2 little boys, and she just like had my like perfect dream life. She was, she was like my age, and she had kids, but she was home with them. She was clearly very happy. She was in really great shape, even though she had 2 kids. She was definitely bringing home an income. And I was just like, I don't know what she does. But for a while I was like, I gave myself excuses about why I couldn't do what she was doing, until finally my husband and I started getting serious about, baby planning and money. And I knew I needed to implement something then so that I would have options when the time came. So long story short, I dove in, never really looked back. I worked a lot with coaching. So I was teaching full-time, coaching part-time, and I was pregnant at the same time. But I knew that all the time I put in then would pay out later. And so I was actually able to take a 16-month leave of absence from my teaching job when I had my son. And then that turned into just totally retiring. So that's a little bit about my why. So my why now, so my first why was to stay home with him, and I've been able to do that now. now our next why is we're actually building our next home. We're moving in a couple months, and I know the bills are going to change drastically, and it's kind of up to me to make up the difference. My husband just got a really great raise, but that also means that he's not getting another raise anytime soon. So I guess I've always had like a financial, my back is against the wall kind of a why. And so I know that that's definitely been a contributing factor to me pushing so hard in my business. So that's my little bit about me. We want to, obviously, we need to pay our new mortgage, our bills, but I also want to have that life where I don't have to say no to my kids, and we, have the option to go on vacations and, nothing crazy, just living a life that I envision for myself and my family and my kids. So that's a little bit about me and my why. And I'm just going to call people out, and we'll go around in a virtual circle. And I just want you to share a little bit about yourself and your why. Just a minute or 2 minutes or 3. Nothing, doesn't have to be anything crazy. Erin, do you mind going next? Just unmute yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Erin. I'm a coach. I've been coaching for, I don't know, now coming up on a year and a couple months. So maybe 10 months. I was a discount coach for 2 years. Brooke was my coach. I watched her for 2 years and realized all of a sudden I wanted to do this. I believed and trusted everything, and decided it was my time. My why is still, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I didn't really have something for myself. I always felt like I coasted. I needed something a little bit bigger for me. I had nothing really to show. I love my children. I love being a mom. I love being a wife, but I had nothing to really show for my day. So I needed something. I wanted something else in that, something to put my mind into. So that's what I did. And I've definitely, my why has gotten a lot bigger. I now, I want to live the life that I envision. I want to be able to make money and spend money without worrying about making ends meet or anything like that. So I definitely have financial goals now, now that I know what can be done. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Joe, you're up. Yep.
All right. So coming live from Tempe, Arizona. I am Joe. Let's see. How long have I been a coach? Gosh. I think September, it'll be 3 years. So I became, let me see, where should I start? So I actually fell in love with the products first. That's how I got involved. I am a dad of 3 boys. I have twins. And an older son who's almost 10 now, and the twins are 6. And about 3.5 years ago, I was 70 pounds heavier and looking for an answer on how to get fit. I tried the gym. It didn't work for me for various reasons. And, I had tried to, get healthy multiple times and always failed. So I started to try Beachbody programs, with P90X3 being the first one that I was able to stick with. And I lost 30 pounds through 2 rounds of the program. And then I moved on to another program after another. So, long story short, I think when Brooke found me, I was recovering from an accident that I credit Beachbody to saving my life. One, because it saved me from slow death of cardiovascular disease, because I had been on cholesterol meds for like 10 years. And 2, I also had gained a lot of strength, so that during the accident I was able to protect myself enough to prevent any permanent neck or back damage. So I guess Brooke had found me because we have a mutual friend who had been doing the programs with me, and we were keeping each other accountable. So she happened to stumble across something I wrote and encouraging my friend, and started stalking me, friend request me, which I thought was weird, but I'm like, hey, she knows Dave, so she can't be that bad. So I accepted. Decision number one that changed my life. I said, sure, instead of blocking her like I do other people. But I said yes. And so then we started talking, and actually I kind of remember like one of Brooke's first posts. Do you remember what your first message to me was?
I have no idea.
So, but anyway, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was very salesy. And it's proof that, it like you can become something, way different than where you start. You just have to start.
So none of us know how to start. No one comes into.
You were like a coach for like what, 3-4 months before I joined?
Yeah. Probably 2 months.
But she had the courage to send the friend request and get started. And also it's proof that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So I happen to be the right person in the right place.
You now have me scrolling back 3 years because now I need to find what it says.
Something about Beachbody Performance. Good luck.
Keep going. I'm going to find it.
But anyway, she may find it by the end of the call. But I mean, there were a lot of things going on in my life. I mean, one, I had fallen in love with the programs because at the time I had lost 40 pounds. Two, things were changing at work where I had been the head of my department and doing extremely well. And my company got bought by another company that came in and made a ton of changes, including changing my reporting structure. I had to report to somebody new. I was no longer the head of the department because they already had a department. And they just absorbed us into their group. I had to follow a whole bunch of new processes, and then systematically they just erased everything that my team had built right in front of me. And I didn't like that. So I started to develop this. My why started to change. I mean, my why to get healthy has always been my family. My why to be a coach has always been freedom of choice, freedom to be able to do what I want to do, freedom of time, and also impact. I was no longer having an impact with what I do. So, my team is Team Legacy Fit for a reason, because we get fit, but we're also building legacies. We're building something that we can be proud of and that we can pass on to our kids. And then we can say, this is what we did. I had a customer over the weekend send me such a message about how I've been helping her. She hasn't bought a single thing from me. I've been helping her. She already had the 21-day fix. She's been doing it. She's fallen off a bunch of times. I continue to reach out to her because I won't give up on her. I just told her, I said, here, do the 21-day fix. I gave her a meal plan. I gave her all the recipes to go with it. And I said, just don't set expectations for yourself. Just show up. That's the only expectation. And she's lost 17 pounds in 19 days. And she is feeling so empowered, and she's absolutely crushing it in my challenge group right now. And when she sent me that message, she had sent me one a couple of days ago because she hadn't jumped on the scale. She thought she had lost maybe 5 pounds, which was still great. And then she sent me that morning after she weighed in, and it almost brought me to tears. So this is why we do what we do. So get back to my story. I continued on with the challenge groups. I've been doing this coaching thing for quite a while. It's keeping me accountable. My fitness has never been better. I've lost 70 pounds. I've been off cholesterol meds for 3 years, and I'm just enjoying helping people. I've made my share of excuses in terms of time and getting in the way of doing my daily activities, but I've righted the ship, and I'm working very hard to incorporate that and treat this business like I treat my fitness. So I think that's my story.
I must have deleted our conversation once because it only goes back to May 26th of 2016.
Okay. Yeah, then we got way more history than that.
Bummer. Okay.
Nah, that's all right.
All right, Ash, you're up.
Let me just start by saying that he just left. I was going to showcase my cats as a reason why I love coaching is because you can sit on your couch. I've got one back here snoozing. The other one was right here, but he just left. But that's the beauty of it. You can do it in the comfort of your own home in your cat pajamas with both of your cats.
I'm wearing my snowman jam.
See, you got your snowman on. And that's what I love about it is that you can build it around your schedule. I'm Ashley, for those of you who don't know. And I've been a coach for 3.5 years now, I think it is. Yeah, about 3.5 years. And I work full time. I have a 2-hour commute. So there's no way I would be taking on any sort of extra responsibilities if A, I didn't love it, and B, it could not be done in my pajamas. So like a couple of people have mentioned, Brooke said, when you first start, your why doesn't have to be something that's, if you don't feel like it's as powerful maybe as, Brooke's or Joe's or Erin's, that's okay because it'll evolve as you start to understand the business and as your eyes kind of get peeled back and you're like, holy crap, this opportunity's for real. Mm-hmm. Like at the beginning, it is hard because you see people who are really successful and you kind of think to yourself, wow, that's probably just them. Right. And I think that that's natural at first, but once you're in this for a while, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can totally do that. So that's where mine started is I wanted to be able to at first just pay for my Shakeology. And after my first challenge group, it's the first time in my life I had ever been consistently exercising for like more than a week. So I was like, if I can do this, anyone can do this. And so I signed up as a coach. I didn't know what I was doing. Those messages that Joe was talking about that Brooke sent, I sent like 1,000 of them. And what's really cool is now, people, when they join Messenger, they get notifications of messages that you had once sent, right? And they're newly joining. So I'm like, my messages from 2014 are popping up. I'm like, sorry about that. But it's cool to see the growth. So, you kind of jump in and it's amazing that we have these groups to be able to ask questions in and come together and for you to feel like you're not alone, and for you to be able to share your whys. If it is just to pay for your Shakeology and tell your friends and family and help a few people, cool. That's where mine started. And then it's cool to be in these groups because you get to share when you have the big picture. Like Brooke, wanted to stay home with her baby. She made that reality come true. And sometimes those are kind of scary to share to people outside the network because they don't get it. Mm-hmm. And we get it. So it's like a safe place to be able to dream really big and to have people who believe that you can do it. So right now, my why is really for financial freedom. I have the option to work, for somebody else. I mean, let's be honest, I don't really want to do that. But, the option to stay home if I want to, if I decide to have kids, I definitely want that as an option. And also just to have the financial freedom to experience things and not ever be held back because of money. I think that that's mostly it. And let's be honest, staying home as a cat mom would be really fantastic for me right now. And someday with real babies, perhaps as well. So I think it's important just to kind of know what your goals are and work hard towards them because it is hard some days to keep showing up, but think of what it's done for you. That's what I keep coming back to. I'm like, God, I felt so freaking good. I got to share that with somebody else. And if it's going to help you, kind of build a life you've dreamed of, then use that as your fire.
And something that just popped in that the 4 veterans of us haven't mentioned is the relationships. And there was totally something I was not expecting. And it's one of my favorite things that came out of this, the friendships. You guys don't know it yet, the 3 of you, but we're all going to be besties, or pretty soon we're going to be besties. Erin and I were friends growing up, and the last memory I have of her and I is at her 10th birthday party, and we're now 32, 33, and we just reconnected 2 years ago. So it's just so cool. I would have never known Ashley if I didn't know Andrea, who's my coach. And then I would never know Joe if I wasn't trying to pursue this business. You know what I mean? It's just the 7 degrees of separation or whatever they say. It's just really, and it just was a piece of this that I never, ever expected. I don't know. It's just amazing. The people that you'll meet and the friends that you make. It's just,
Yeah, it's a funny feeling because like the first thing I said when I joined the call was like, I miss you guys because like I just flew out from Boston to Tempe today, and it's like I wouldn't have seen you guys if I was staying in Boston, but I just feel like so distant now out in Arizona for a couple days. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Natalie, do you mind sharing just a little bit about you and your why? Just have to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. There you go. I think you did it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Natalie. As you were talking, like Joe and Ashley and Erin, I was thinking that my why has changed because a lot of things has changed for me. And it's I was talking to Joe about it. I'm not gonna go into that subject, but I just realized that my why has changed. And I'm sorry. When I started coaching, it was easy because I wanted to help other people, but I just realized that I have to help myself in order to help other people. And also I have to help myself in order to also do anything for my kids that they're still my why, but when I started this, they were my why at that point. But now it's different.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so now I just realized that now, and maybe I get like more into coaching now than what I was.
Yeah.
I also felt like unbalanced and lost, but now that I think about it, maybe I can jump like full into it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my why. I'm my why right now.
Yeah, that's good. That's important. You have to, I must say it all the time. Like my favorite mom quote is like, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And when I'm talking to women like all day about health and fitness, before the business, health and fitness, it's, you have to take care, people, we can make excuses about time and money, but you have to take care of yourself. Whether they buy a challenge pack or not, I still have that conversation about like encouraging them to really take care of themselves so that they can be the best version of themselves for their spouses and their kids and their family. Yeah. And I know you're still in Facebook jail or Beachbody jail, right? You're waiting to sign up. So I know that's been a little bit, probably, that in-between period has probably been a little strange for you, but
yes.
I think, so just so if you guys don't know, if you were a coach before and you're switching teams, you have to wait 6 months to sign up to be on another team. And so Natalie knows how amazing we are. And actually Lindsay did the same thing, having been a coach before and re-signing up. So Natalie's just waiting for, was it like the middle of March?
Yes, March 14.
To sign up again. So, but she's here with us to kind of learn the ropes and get into Team Liberate so that when she's able to, she can hit the ground running.
Yeah, she's going to kill it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You have an amazing story. The world needs to hear it.
Yep.
So you're going to crush this.
Really hope so.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
Crush it.
We'll make sure of it. Ashley says, well worth the wait for this team. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Hi, Erica. Huh? We can't hear you. Let me see if I can unmute you. Unmute. Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I had it in my head for some reason that it was at 8:30.
That's our Team Liberate call.
Oh man.
That's okay. Lots of calls.
Which call is this?
This is Coach Basics.
Oh, that's why I'm like oh my gosh, I missed it. I am such a basket
All
case.
of us love
We're
each
just
other.
wrapping up now. Bye.
Oh, that's fine. Geez.
We were just talking about how like the relationships part of this business is like something you totally don't expect, or I didn't expect, and like
No.
And
No,
so
it's
that's why we're
great.
able to laugh with you because we love you so much, and we can.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was waiting for I was like, oh, I should probably get ready to get on that 8:30 call. And then all of a sudden I saw a post on Facebook. It was like Ashley or someone, and they were like, it starts at 7:45. I was like, oh my gosh. Wrong call. All right. Well, hi everyone. I'm Erica.
I love you. We're finishing up so we can start that 8:30 call.
Okay.
We're
All right.
about our why.
I'll be quiet.
Okay. Okay. All right. Lindsay, do you want to share a little bit about yourself and your why?
Sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my why.
Hi, guys.
There's Nevin. There's Nevaeh. We have the dog here joining.
Oh, no.
But like Brooke said, I was actually a coach before. This is my second go. With my first coaching experience, I kind of didn't feel the support. And then I ended up moving to another state and being unemployed for a little while, so I had to let my coaching go. But I definitely believe in Beachbody. I got back in shape after having my son, who is 5, and I'm looking to get back in shape after this one, who's 7 months old. But my definite why is financial freedom. I told Brooke earlier today that I had to go get this one from daycare, had to take her to the doctor, which, fun for me, she has pink eye. So I would like to not have to be away, have them at full-time daycare. My son's getting ready to start kindergarten, but all they've known is the daycare life. So I'd actually love to have the more freedom to not have to always rely on that. And I also told Brooke we don't have any family where we're at, so it's just me and my husband and my kids. So to have the financial freedom, yes, Nevin, sorry, to not have to be concerned about if I have to leave work and go pick them up, take them to the doctor. I really, it's all about the financial freedom and showing everybody that, working out from home does work, and you don't have to go to the gym.
Oh, yeah. Now, where do you live, Lindsay?
I live in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. And Hannah, do you mind sharing? I can unmute you.
Hello.
No, I'm good.
Hi.
Hi. My why really was to get back in shape after having this guy, because I just kind of, just let myself go and ate donuts every night, and it was delicious. And now I can't do that anymore because it started showing. And then honestly, I played basketball in college, so I just never really had an eating plan or anything like that. And then really once I just kind of got out of shape and everything, I'd never been on any type of work program because I was always forced to work out. Mm-hmm. So nothing ever worked for me because I'm like, I don't want to get up if I don't have to. And so ever since I started the 21-day challenge, it was just so refreshing that
Don't be sorry.
Only 30 minutes, and it was great. I, had time to do it in the morning. And then once I started seeing results, I was hooked. And so I lost 15 pounds with the 21-day. And since then, I just loved it. So meeting you're very motivational and very helping and so positive. And I think you lose that positivity once you let your body, go to waste and stuff. And so it's like, once you get back on that, everything the negativity just goes away. So I want to help other people get to that. And I think it's just great. And you've been a big influence on me. And I, think very highly of you. And, it would be nice to have people or help people feel that way, the way you've made me feel. Yeah. And so, and of course, income. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool just to make some money here and there and see where it takes off. And I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's pretty much kind of my why at this moment.
I think it's perfect. And thank you for saying that. You're so sweet. Perfect. Awesome. I think that's great. Cool. Does anybody have anything to add? This is awesome. I love hearing everybody's whys. It's really motivational. It's still motivational for me. Okay, cool. So I already told you kind of the outlook of, the way, the plan, the outline, I should say, of the group. Any kind of questions about the group format, literally any questions about anything. There's never any silly questions. chances are if you have a question, somebody else probably has the same one. So whether it's right now or at all in the 2 weeks of Coach Basics in that group or in the Team Liberate group, like just ask your questions because we probably have the same question. No silly questions. Anything? Anybody? All right. Well, the first ever weekly Team Liberate call commences in about 30 minutes, and I hope to see you all there. Okay, I'll resend the link in the chat, and I'll put it in the group. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later, hopefully in 3 minutes. Okay, bye.